everybody, welcome back to the Straight On Sit Down. Today we're talking about Survivor 48 episode 11. Watched it 30 minutes ago. This is our first response. What do we think?
I think I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed and I wish Joe went home or something interesting happened. Same as last episode. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So I think there's going to be a lot of discussions that we had last week that we're going to have again today.
I think we should try to not have those discussions again.
It's going to be the same topic.
Yeah.
But
With new fresh irritations.
I have changed my mind.
Okay.
In a sense.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like, while we were watching the episode, I was also frustrated, annoyed, irritated, and also that thing of, geez, guys, just do something.
Yeah.
Like, and we were hoping that Kyle and Shaheen does something. But the reason I was saying I'm changing my mind is last week I was like, they need to do it. That needs to happen this episode.
It's the last chance they've got.
Exactly. I actually do get why Shaheen and Kyle individually didn't do it. If we look at Shaheen and his whole confessional saying that he backs himself against Joe.
I like that, to be honest. I love that.
Then take him up. Do it.
Take the easy road, go sit next to Joe, and I hope Joe and Eva get 0 votes and Shaheen gets everything.
With, because Joe and Eva's jury management's amazing.
It's the best jury management I've ever seen in my whole life.
We'll definitely discuss that in a bit. But especially with Shaheen and Kyle, I back Shaheen in what he's saying. I think he has a very good chance if he sits next to him.
I like him.
And then it's the whole thing of, so if he backs himself against the biggest threat in the game at this stage, which is Joe, that means that he backs himself against anyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he needs to do whatever his best chance is of making it into the final 3.
Yeah.
And that is 100% at this stage, sticking with a 4.
Yeah.
Because he could easily have switched now and been basically then in a 4 again with Mary, Mitch, and Camilla.
Basically unpredictable players who he doesn't trust
And
who can band against him.
who's going to be the first guy that they target?
Yeah, you're not
They're
going to
gonna go
vote
against
out
him.
Mitch if you can vote out Shaheen.
Because now let's say they've got,
So
it's those 3 plus Shaheen, for example, or Kyle in this situation.
it could have been either one of them to flip.
And Joe and Eva are still left. Eva's got an idol. Joe wins immunity.
Okay,
Who did they vote out?
cheers, Shaheen. It's been nice having you.
So it's definitely riskier for them to make that move. As a viewer,
Unfortunately, it is true.
it's frustrating.
Yeah, I do like Shaheen. I wished he won the immunity.
Oh, he wants to win it so badly and he was close, but he couldn't figure out that word.
Yeah, I think that's where Camilla is amazing and deserves to win this one. I think she's lost a previous challenge which I felt was hers to win. And I cannot remember what that was because my memory is not like yours. But it was another puzzle one.
I can't remember exactly now.
It might have been a stage one where they had stages and didn't win. Regardless, even if it didn't even happen, it doesn't matter. I feel like with the lead he had, it was kind of his to win, but then Camilla just proved her like that she deserves to be there, you know,
100%.
and that she has something that she brings to the table. She arrived to the puzzle maybe 3rd or 4th, and she spotted that word like this. She started packing that word immediately without making a mistake. She dropped it, yes, once. She dropped it, but she had the right word from the
start.
go. So shame. Also, Joe.
That is so unlucky.
I mean, Because yes, he did also have the correct word. He also
He
did
did.
the right spelling. He did everything
And he was first.
except that one block was turned around.
No, I must say it's so unfortunate, and it makes me think of a previous season where a final four challenge. It's the biggest challenge.
That's an even bigger challenge.
You know, it's a big one, and it's kind of the same thing. We need to spell words, but they know what the words is, and the last word, and it's almost like that balancing they did last week, where they need to like let it not fall, and they had to spell hustlers. That was the last word. And the U, yeah, he spelled it correctly, but he just, while he was busy, put the U upside down. And he was back, he was celebrating, and just like, something's not right. And he spots it, everything falls, and someone else wins. So it makes me think of like, it's such a shame.
Similar.
Because Joe had everything right, it's just the color. It was just other way around. So super unfortunate. We were both like,
it was very unforgettable.
we were both like, okay.
Something's gonna happen. Joe doesn't have the necklace. Eva suspects nothing. Kyle and Shaheen looks like they're like playing with the idea of making a move, and then nothing happened.
So there was hope, and once again, I understand why the move wasn't made.
I do as well.
I think it's not because if we had to say after episode 2, who do we hope is in the final 4 together?
What are you saying?
Shaheen,
Eva,
Kyle,
Joe, Kyle, Shaheen.
So that's frustrating because exactly what we wanted is happening.
It's just
they can't win.
It's just happening in the most predictable way ever. And the reason you watch Survivor is, well, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons you like Survivor is because anything can happen at any time. Anyone can go home. It's a scramble. You need to work with different people. That's not happening. Eva has the immunity idol. Eva has the power, safety without power. Eva goes on the journey.
And they definitely, the producers definitely brought, I don't think they planned it beforehand.
Oh.
And they brought in this journey to try and spice up the game. And the one person, the 1 out of the 7 that didn't need this advantage, because she's the only one who's got anything, goes on it. So there's no incentive for her to go for the risk. If that is anyone, even a Shaheen or Kyle, they go for that 8. They go for that knowledge is power. They take her on. And it spices up the game. So we can't blame the producers. They were trying.
I think we're like maybe the only people that are frustrated with this season right now. But
we definitely not. So in the Survivor community, everyone's complaining about this season.
Really?
They are saying it's the worst season. It's the worst in the new era. I don't agree at all.
And why? What's their reasoning?
It's all about, they say the same thing. It's boring. No one's making a move. It's predictable. So it's exactly what we were saying.
I thought we were going to be like
ridiculed
for what we're saying. They're going to come for us if like more than 4 people see this. They're going to be like, what are they saying? Okay, but now it's maybe not.
Like I don't agree. I actually think it's a really good season. It's quite refreshing to the last couple of seasons. It's the what you call it, the blindside era of Survivor, the big moves era, and that's good. I enjoy it. I hope that the majority of seasons coming is like that. But I enjoy this season that it's a little bit different. It's a bit more old school Survivor. Back in the day, I mean, this is what happened. If you walked into Merge and the one group had 7, the other group had 5, you knew exactly who the next 5 people are. You knew. It was in the order, it was boom, it was done, and no one complained. But now you're not used to it anymore.
I think the blindside game is a lot more fun, but in a way that's also frustrating and boring because they went on. Okay, Vickers has blindsided 4 people. He's claimed those 4 blindsides.
I need to claim one.
Vickers is like above me, who I've like guided and claimed 3 blindsides. So this is Vickers' game. So in a way, that's also kind of boring because okay, fine, you blindside people, you determine where the votes go, and there you go.
And that's who wins. Boom, done.
So if you think about it,
it brings the other element to the game.
It is interesting to see that, yes, Survivor is still evolving. You cannot say that making a blindside, making a move
100%.
is going to be what the jury respects.
100%.
Speaking of the jury,
yeah, let's talk about Eva and Joe's jury management. How can you speak to people that you say to them in their face, you're going to the jury somewhere
next,
and this is how I'm treating you?
Yeah. No, I honestly, a part of me wants Joe and Eva to sit next to Shaheen. I think I've said this already, and get no votes because they've just annoyed everyone on the jury. And because I think, what's the point in, sure, you've got your #1 alliance member sitting next to you.
Cool.
Wonderful. Who's voting for you?
No.
Who's sitting on the bench thinking, I want to vote for Joe and I want to vote for Eva because why?
And I think it's frustrating because, I say frustrating, big word, but Joe's social game to start off this game was really strong.
Yes.
Everyone wanted to talk to Joe. Everyone wanted to be Joe's friend. Even
made real, true connections with Eva.
Well, with everyone, even in the start of the merge. So he's got that relationship, and that's where him and Eva's a bit different. I don't think Eva's got those relationships because she decided these are my 5 people and these are the 5 people I speak to, and that's
I will not talk to anyone. I will not make nice with Mary. I will not.
Exactly, but Joe has those relationships, but the discussions he has with people and how he speaks to them when he realizes they're going home, it's not great. And that is where someone like Shaheen and Kyle is like exceptionally good. He's voting these people out.
This is going to sound really horrible. Like, Eva's doing that as well, but I think she has a reason. You understand? Like, she isn't...
It's not on purpose.
It's not on purpose. No. That is who she is. That is what dealing with autism gives her. Is she is going to tell Mary, haha, I went on the journey. You bet you wished you went on the journey. Because this was the thing you needed to vote me out.
Not me. I didn't need this.
So yes, would you normally talk to someone like that? No.
Is it her
Did
fault?
Eva decide, I'm going to be nasty to Mary and I'm going to try and say something rude to her? No. But Joe does not have the same excuse. He has also gone up to people and just been like,
his discussion with Mary last week.
What did we say again?
And when they sat on the beach and he was just straight like when you won the jury. And,
yeah.
So, but I think whatever the reasons are, I still think that's just, and it's not Eva's fault, but the jury's still going to sit there and be better against it for those things. Yeah. And I'm very curious to see how this jury approaches the final 3 and the questions they ask, and what do they actually
value.
What do they value? Because me and you, we value different things.
Yeah, definitely. You value like the strategic, like gameplay, whatever.
Control of the game.
I like to see the people I like do good things, and I don't actually think. Like, for example, that's why I feel like Camilla could win, and you don't think Camilla could win because I like the fact that Camilla's still here and fighting and whatever. And that's why I even thought Mary stood a chance to win because she's been crawling her way up from the bottom, where you're like, but she didn't know what was going on in the votes. I was trying to get to somewhere before this, and now I've just distracted myself.
But I think let's dive kind of a little deeper into that. So something that they've been talking about, this final 4, and Mitch is trying to get in there, Camilla's trying to somehow get in there, and well, that's the 6 people that's left. But somewhere they need to start talking about final 3s.
Yeah.
Like somewhere that discussion needs to start coming up, and no one's having those discussions, which is really interesting. And I mean, it's interesting how Joe and Eva are so open about, you guys know we are too, and you know.
But I have a question for you. You say they need to talk about final 3s. I am not sure if I agree with you, because from my understanding, you win the final 4 challenge, you pick someone to go with you, and the next 2 makes fire.
Yes.
So then you don't really have to have a final three conversation, do you?
Well, it's a thing of, for example, do I really want to sit in a final four with Joe and Eva? For the reason now it's us four. That means if Joe or Eva wins immunity, I'm making fire.
Oh, I understand.
There's in no world that I'm not making fire,
Okay,
and my game is at risk.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay, but I think in their minds, like you have your number one, and they are taken with you, and then you need to deserve to be there with the fire.
I get what you're saying.
So
they are seeing it a bit different.
I think that's the way they are seeing it. But I'm not sure.
No, it could be really
so I think that's why they're not having those conversations, because they're like, cool, I'm going to take who I'm going to take, and then you're going to deserve to be there with the fire. Yeah.
So I've seen people predicting what they think is going to happen, and it's a theory that they think it's the season is setting up, and Eva and Joe fire making challenge.
Oh! That would be so
How
fun.
interesting would that be?
That would be so fun. Joe's going to win. He's a firefighter.
No, but he puts out fires, Linka.
He doesn't make them. I think if you put out enough fires, you know exactly what makes them burn. But talking about predictions, what are your predictions?
Let's think. Okay, so we have one random prediction. We've got who's going to win immunity, who's going home.
No, we can't do predictions yet. We haven't discussed Camilla taking Eva on the reward challenge.
So, of course, we both ranted when she made the decision, and I think she explained quite well why she did it. She wants to make her feel comfortable. Where did that lead to making her comfortable?
Not anything happening.
So I think we were both shouting at the screen, but
I mean, fair enough, shame. Now Mary can eat. So,
but I wouldn't have taken Mary. I think
no, I would also not.
I mean, Mary's gonna vote for whoever's not her name, so you don't take her. Mitch, you take Mitch because you still need to convince Mitch 100% to maybe make that move. Because at that stage, Camilla still wants to do this, right? In my opinion, I think she already knew Carl's not going to make that move.
Yeah.
But at that stage, Shaheen's like...
kind of there.
Yeah, I would have definitely taken Shaheen. It's a great time to have those discussions with him. Yes, you want to make Eva comfortable, but...
She's already comfortable, guys. She's got an idol. Exactly. She's got all the power in the game, and she knows it.
I mean, all they need is... I mean, she still needed that extra vote to make the move. And she wanted to make the move. So let's forget about that. We wanted the move to happen.
She wanted
the move to happen. So for her to want a successful move, she had to take Carl or Shaheen.
But I guess that's what's under the bridge.
Now it's final 6, and now let's look at where the game is going forward, prediction-wise. So I'm thinking, and you know, I like to analyze the edit and where it's going and so forth. So I'm actually making a future prediction, maybe not for the next episode. I think Shaheen, with that whole confessional regarding the challenges and I can't win one to save my life and I'm so close in the head. What value did that add to the episode?
Not much.
Not much. Yeah. So I think that's leading us into a direction of he's going to win one big challenge. And I think it's not going to be this episode because it's final 6. He's going to win one of the last 2. Either final 5 or final 4. Shaheen wins his first challenge. So I don't think he's winning the next one, but I think he's winning one of the big ones. And they are almost leading us in that direction. I mean, you know, Shaheen's my boy. I want Shaheen to win. So that does play a role in why I want my random prediction.
I want Shaheen to win. But I also want Kyle and Camilla to
get there. Yeah.
I want both of them to win.
I think, sorry, we said we're in predictions, but now we're diving into more discussions. Something that this season is definitely leading to is a great final 3.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the first time that each one of the 3 will have a claim to why they should win. All the seasons has got, all three thinks they've got a chance. But there's always one, you go into this, you know that person's not going to win.
What do they call them? Like either sheep or
Goats.
goats or...
Goats.
Yeah.
So there's always one. There's always one that you're like, they don't really, they're not standing a chance.
The closest thing to a goat now at this stage is like Mitch.
Mitch is
I think
not
they're going to send him home.
But even if Mitch gets there, he's got
a story
He's
to
got
tell.
a story to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we've discussed it. I think Eva walks away with 0 votes, except if Joe is on the jury. But even Eva has got a very good story to tell.
That's what I wanted to say before when I forgot. I think we can't say that the jury won't respect Eva for getting this far with autism.
We don't know how they
and
think.
giving her their vote. Like, we don't know how they feel about that.
100%.
So I know we wouldn't vote for Eva, but I can't say
but
that,
they won't.
you know, a Cedric or David probably not.
Even a David.
True, because she's strong, and you know David has got
exactly.
his,
even a Chrissy, even if Joe gets it, that's 4 votes.
Honestly, I think any combination of 3 that you can make from now on is an interesting final 3.
Yes.
Even if you have a Mitch, an Eva, a Camilla sitting at the end.
100%.
I still think it's interesting. I still don't think anyone would run away with that.
Exactly.
So it's interesting.
I think the pre-merge was quite good of this season, and I think the post-merge might have been, from a viewer point of view, predictable and for some people boring. But I think it's definitely leading to a very good finale and a very good final tribal, which is going to be quite interesting. So that's quite exciting.
I don't remember if I've already said this, but I think looking at this season from where we are now, like looking towards the next episode without having to wait for that episode, it's quite frustrating.
Yeah.
I think if you have the opportunity to binge the season,
it would be quite nice.
Then it wouldn't be as frustrating because you see a core group actually
form an alliance,
and they actually stick to their word, and then a blank wins. So it all is going to actually depend on who wins based on what the season will look like and what it would have meant. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I think people who, like myself, who likes to watch seasons for a second or a third time would appreciate the season more, because then you look at the season out of the point of view of a Joe who wins,
like
or whoever.
If Shaheen wins, you would so appreciate him saying, I back my game, I'm going to go the easy route, which is also actually the hard route.
Yeah, you're going to take on the big boys.
You're going to take on the players of the game, but I know they're going to take me. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
Your prediction?
My prediction, I'm at this point, it's not even a prediction, it's just a hope, is that Kyle and Camilla are going to make a move.
Okay.
And it's going to stick.
Ooh.
It's going to land. It's going to be possible.
I mean,
because the next episode is called Icarus.
Okay.
So Icarus is a character from Greek mythology. I know you're not so clued up with that.
Please tell me.
But I've watched Hercules, the Disney movie, like a million times, and I know a little bit about it. So Icarus, his dad made him a set of wings.
Okay.
And the feathers of the wings, or like the parts of the wings, are basically glued with wax.
Oh, okay.
And the story goes that his dad said just don't fly too close to the sun, and Icarus was all high and was like, oh, it's amazing to fly, and totally forgot about the warning, flew too close to the sun, the wax melted and he fell to his death.
So someone's gonna have a tragic rise and fall.
Exactly. So I feel
that can be anyone.
That is so true, actually. I feel like it is going to be Kyle and Camilla either flying too close to the sun and crash and burning,
possible,
or Joe and Eva, power hungry,
they are at this stage
tripping on their power, they're just literally drunk on power. So I hope it's them that are flying too close to the sun and burning.
Because that could mean, speculation, is something like Eva thinking she's so safe, she doesn't play her idol.
Exactly.
I think that is flying too close to the sun.
Exactly.
You know, so
being like, how cool would it be if I go home with the idol and
I'm going to hold it one more time to play at final 5. You know, it's a lot of things. That's interesting.
So that's my prediction for immunity win. I think I'm gonna still say Shaheen is due a win.
Okay.
Like, I feel like today he should have won. Last episode he almost won.
He was in the lead as well.
He was in the lead. Like, so
he's there.
I think it's his time now.
I'm gonna stick to my random prediction. It's not gonna be Shaheen just yet. It's gonna come, but I think it's gonna be Kyle this time. That's my prediction. I think he's still very good at the challenges and hasn't won in a while. And I think he's quite due. And I think the episode is just leaning towards an effort to get out Joe.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced it's going to work.
I feel like that whole thing, like that we saw in the coming on to the next episode, wouldn't have happened if a Joe got an immunity.
You know, I just think it doesn't lead that way.
That being said, the producers have made us think this every single episode.
Something's going to happen.
And they try so hard to make it look like Mary's got a chance to get Joe out so hard that they like randomly put in fishing scenes now for the first time since how long ago?
Hey, we love it.
I love it. I do love it. I'm just also complaining about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're trying so hard that they're now suddenly putting in these things that they never put in
They haven't
before.
put it in for years.
To fill the episode so that we can be distracted and not realize that, come on, there's
It's
no other
predictable.
conversations happening. So yes, but I also think they're trying to trick us to make the episode more interesting.
So on that note, I assume the person we think is going home is
Oh yeah, you said it now, Mitch.
It's gonna be Mitch. I mean,
Come on, it's the most boring season in the world. They're gonna vote Mitch.
It's predictable.
Jinx.
I'm just hoping. I don't mind Mitch going home. I would enjoy that, and I love Camilla as well. But I won't mind a top 4 of Joe, Eva, Shaheen, and Kyle, and then battling it out. I won't mind.
Camilla.
Yeah, I'll be sad, but I won't mind that 4. I think it's a cool story, and I think that'll be a very interesting final 3. So
I agree 100%. I would just swap Eva and Camilla.
Yeah,
I would rather want Camilla in there than Eva.
I think that will make a more interesting final 3 because then if you have Joe, Camilla, and either Kyle or Shaheen, I think Kyle and Shaheen is quite the same story, kind of, just with different people.
Yeah.
Those 3 would be very interesting because they bring 3 complete different stories. Yeah. So that would be super interesting, and I think all 3 gets votes.
Yeah.
So that would be very interesting. But I think at this stage, even if Mitch is going home, which is the predictable thing, just make the episode interesting. You know what I mean? Like, let them a threat that they're going to flush the idol.
I am excited for some possible chaos.
Yes, just a bit of something. Like I said, I actually want the boring thing to happen, but I want the episode not to be predictable.
Like for example, Joe getting the crazy eyes when
it's coming.
One person told him they're voting for him. Like, that was hilarious of him just
losing it.
He was this cool, calm, collected person. One person is like, the person going home, like 6-1, is like, I'm putting your name down. And he's like, I'm gonna vote someone. And Kyle and Shaheen is literally like, get it together. You're gonna put someone's name down and it's gonna hurt you. Be cool, be calm. It's gonna be fine.
And I loved how then Joe was like, oh, but what would you have done if it happened to you? And Shaheen as calm was like,
it's been me.
It's happened
twice.
And what did I do? I was cool. Get it together, man.
He literally said, I was cool as a cucumber. But that wasn't his confession.
That wasn't a confession.
But I loved it.
My boy Shaheen needs to win this game.
Shaheen for Survivor number 48.
48?
I think we need to give the people their time back.
Love ranting about the same things.
Over and over again, but in
over
different
again.
pitches.
In different things. But yeah, I think we might complain, but I can't wait for the next episode.
I say.
Thank you for watching this Strydom sit down, and stick around for next week's Survivor episode.